Alright, so basically what I'm going to do to drain the oil, first thing I'm going to do is pull the dipstick up a little bit, and then there's a valve in here, hopefully you can see it in there, and I'm going to turn that valve to drain the oil. Let me see if I can get my light here so you can actually see what I'm going to do. I may need a different set of pliers here. There we go. Like I said, this oil hasn't been changed since 2015, so I'm just going to drain it into a pan down there. And while that's draining, I'm going to talk about a couple things. You just saw that oil drip right there. That indicates to me something has come loose somewhere. Not really happy about it because more than likely I will be pulling the engine to do something. So this is the oil filter. This is the air cover. You see all the oil on it. So that tells me that something's broken in there. You can see all the debris. This engine was rebuilt actually I think I put close to 50 hours on it now that I look at it. But you see all that oil and stuff on top of the PTO? Yeah, that wasn't there earlier this summer. So it tells me that in sometime in the last about 5 hours of operation, which has been very sporadic, something has happened to cause all of the oil to go all over the engine. So I probably need to pull the engine regardless to inspect and clean all the engine fins and everything else. That's not a particularly hard job. I can pull the engine in about 30 minutes and get it cleaned up. But you can see all the oil is running down the frame and everything. So I definitely have a problem, all because I noticed oil sitting on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead. I need to get my filter wrench to get the filter off. I am going to put 10 or 15W40 in it. I'm just going to put Rotella 15W40 in it. It's diesel engine oil. I got bunches of it, so that's what we're going to use. A lot of guys have had good luck with it. If you want to critique my oil usage, you can save it. I'm not going to get in an oil debate, period. You can argue with somebody else. So anyway, I am going to get the filter wrench, get the filter off, and hopefully we can see up in there and see if it's my oil filter housing, and if not, we'll go from there. I think I figured out the problem. I think I just had a loose oil filter. Kind of unusual problem to have. I went to go take the oil filter off, and basically it required no pressure to take off. And if you look up in, I don't know if I can get the camera in there right, but if you look up in there, there's no indication around the filter housing that's what's causing the problem. Most of the oil residue is located up top, so it's probably coming out of the valve covers. That's just a guess. If I look in here, you can see the top of the engine is, I don't know if you can see that or not. The top of the engine's a little greasy and oily, so I bet you it's the valve covers I need to take a look at, or I just need to take a look at the whole engine. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. Here's my oil filter. One comment I will say, a couple years ago, oh gosh, it was probably late 2014, I think, Deere actually quit carrying these. So AM 101-207, they may carry them again. I'm not really sure. The filters Deere was offering for these engines were slightly shorter, and they were very, very difficult to get on and off. I just happen to have, about a dozen of the 101-207s, so it's one of those things that really doesn't bother me because I already bought them. I got them on sale, or I can't remember how I ended up with them. I think I'm down to 6 now, but I don't know if they got the taller filters back. You can buy Wix filters, you can buy Purolator. I really don't care what you buy. But one comment I was going to make, and the reason I make it, is really price out your filters. Oftentimes, Deere filters are no more or less expensive than, say, an auto parts store. In fact, in many cases, if you shop at O'Reilly, I guarantee you you're going to pay $2 or even $3 more for a lot of the common filters on garden tractors. And if you start looking at filters for bigger tractors, back a long time ago, I had 855 that I worked on quite a bit, and I went to go replace some of the filters on that, and O'Reilly was like $20 on some of the filters for that, higher than what Deere was. So price your filters out. Don't automatically assume that Deere is more expensive because it's a brand name. In a lot of cases, Deere is actually the same or lower priced than somewhere else. If you have a good relationship with your parts people, hey, that's all the better. Anyway, I'm going to clean up that oil and everything, clean it up best I can, get the new filter on, get some hours written on it, and then fill it up with oil. Alright, so got my filter on. Today's date, 15W40, 137.9 or 937.9 for the hours. And then I've gone ahead, I've already run it once to get the oil into the filter, and if you look right there, I don't know if you can see it, but the oil is right at the full line. So that way I can monitor how much oil I'm using. I will like to note that however many hours I had on the last oil change, I had used a negligible amount of the 30 weight, so that's a good thing for looking at the 15W40. So I think that's it for right now. I will come back and update later on getting the engine out and cleaning it up. I do want to clean it up. I don't like all that grease and oil on the engines. I'm not going to use this machine to mow anymore, or at least I don't intend to. I might get it out for fun, but the mower deck is more or less permanently retired, and I'm only going to use it for a blade. Maybe later this winter, still a couple months left where we could get snow. Maybe I'll pull it out and I'll put the quick hitch on the front and then get the 54 blade that I use on the X748 and put it on here and see what happens. So I think that's about it for now. Thanks for watching, and I will be back with more videos later.